Hi guys, since I upload my Moroccan video series about my journey with my bike on the TMT, you often ask me a lot of questions, so I'd like to do a Q&A and respond some of the more common questions. About the difficulty, this is probably one of the most asked one, and yes, it depends on your experience. It's not the TMT track is not a technically tough track. If you can do some gravel road with a rough gravel road, you can do almost any section. There are still some tricky parts around the Merzouga with very soft sand and some parts also deep sand. And if you arrive in there like in the middle of the day when it's very hot and with a very big bike, it can be a little bit difficult. And also there are some rocky paths and some riverbeds that if you are not used to ride in rougher parts with a big bike, it can be a problem. If you are traveling with a light bike like this one, this is a 450, it's a very simple track for lighter bike. Also, if you are doing with a mono, is very difficult. It's not an advanced track. It's just some stages can be very long, and the terrain is very rocky. So you took a beating after some long hours, but apart from that, I think everyone can do this track. And also, you can skip the most difficult section and still enjoy this track and have fun. About the best bike to do this trip, and also if you want to enjoy some desert riding both in Tunisia and Morocco, maybe Algeria, the best bikes for me are monocylinder bikes, even if I don't like a lot the 701 and the 690 for many reasons. I think a monocylinder bike it's the best for Africa. The twin cylinder bikes are also fantastic because you can keep the speed up. The only problem that with these bikes is that you can travel light because they are very heavy. And in some situation, like in sand, the lighter you are, the better it is. But I think, especially for the TMT, if you avoided the most tricky section, you can use whatever bike you have, even a GS. My French friend has a Africa Twin with DCT, and he was very heavy. I helped him in some parts, but apart from that, he drove almost the entire track quite easily. If you can have a lighter bike, you are gonna have more fun, but you can do this track with every bike you have. We are gonna talk about tires. Give me a minute. So, speaking about tires, this is my back tire. It's a Mitas. It's a rally one. The name is Enduro Trail XT Plus. So it's the one you maybe you should have because it's very enforced and it's a very hard tire. The problem with this tire is that it's not gonna last for the entire trip if you push it, because if you can see now, it's done. Yeah, you can do the entire trip with this one, but from half of the track to the end of near the Atlantic coast, you are gonna be almost on slick tire without any tread at all. And so choose wisely your tire, or maybe change your tire in the middle of the track if you want to have more traction. I have this tire with the mousse, and yeah, this is the condition of the mousse at the end of my trip. If I have to do the trip again, I'll not put the mousse, because I have a reinforced wheel, an XL one, with reinforced wheel, reinforced spoke, and it's tubeless, with also the mousse. This is a rally mousse, so it's very tough, but it's dead. So yeah, I think 3,000–4,000 kilometers. I've done 5,000 kilometers with this set, and it's too much. And I think for that track, the mousse is not necessary. You can do without it. I was planned to do the entire trip alone, so I want an extra insurance for puncture, because it's very easy to puncture your tire in this rocky section, rocky tracks. So yeah, I decided to put the mousse, but it was unnecessary. In the front, I just had the reinforced tire with the heavy-duty rim in tubeless. So I think at the end, next time I'm gonna stick only with tubeless and a very hard tire. And yeah, just keep also the tire pressure a little bit more up than usual, both because of the luggage, but also yeah, you can drop down your pressure to have more traction in sand and rocks, but you are risking to puncture the tire very, very easily. And in some places you are not gonna have any help for kilometers, for 100 kilometers. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to risk it or not. Also, you don't need to have a tire with this aggressive pattern. My French colleague, he has a much more dual sport tire, and yeah, he managed to do the trip anyway. So yeah, if you can change the tire in the middle of the trip, maybe choose an aggressive tire, because you are going to have more fun. Otherwise, you can choose a more dual sport tire. Maybe it's a little bit more tricky in some parts, but apart from that, it's gonna last more, and you are not gonna need to change it. And about the navigation system, you can use your phone, just your phone to follow the track. My French friend has his phone. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit more difficult to watch the track, because in some parts what you see on your phone with Osmand and the reality is a little bit off, so the track is not 100% precise. I used a VLP tablet. This is a rally tablet. Yeah, with this one, it's not necessary, but it's easier to follow the track, and also I use it to book the ferry for the way back. I read some books on the ferry. Yeah, I look at the emails. So this is, for me, it's useful for navigation, but also for everyday use. The only problem with my bike that I don't have a rally tower, so I needed to change the angle of the windscreen with the 3D part, and also I wasn't unable to see my speed and which gear I was with the bike. But yeah, with the speed is not a problem because I have the tablet. The gear, like with the enduro bikes, at some point you're gonna remember it, but yeah, maybe I'm gonna change the setup. But at the end you can use whatever you want for following the track. This is more easily to see, to watch, and to if you want to read something, but otherwise just your phone is fine enough. Just choose the right navigation app like Osman, and you're gonna be fine. About the fuel, so in some parts near the Atlas, there aren't any fuel station for more than 300 kilometers. So with my bike and with the Africa Twin, we couldn't make it. So we had to buy fuel in canister in some villages. I also carried 2 fuel canisters that I'm gonna show you. So I used to carry 2 of these canisters. They are 2-liter canister. And yeah, at the end I didn't use it, but traveling alone is just another thing that you should keep in mind. Maybe it could save your day to have 2 spare liters or not. Next time I'm not gonna take it because it's an extra 4 kilos on the bike, and at the end in every small village you can find someone with a barrel of fuel that you can at least put 5 liters on your tank and do a little bit more kilometers. So about fuel, this is not necessary. Just stop at the village, ask for some gas, pay the price that they are gonna ask, maybe have some negotiation about the price, but you are gonna be fine. Just yeah, at least you are gonna need 300 kilometers of range, but yeah, you can do it without any canister. Maybe just take with you a fuel funnel, a fuel filter, because I found a lot of big particles on my filter after we had the refueling with canister. And also my fuel filter separates the water before entering the gas tanks. And I also found water in the filter, so instead of taking something like this, take a fuel filter, because it will be a problem if your fuel pump is going to be broke, so or your injector are going to be dirty. So better to take a fuel filter than a canister. And while camping, I took with me everything to wild camp, like tent, mattresses, everything, also for cooking. If you are like to wild camp, you can wild camp in Morocco. There are a lot of beautiful places. Just camp not near the villages, both for security and for privacy. But if you are used to wild camp, you already know it. If you want to have more fun, you can leave your camping kit at home and just use the hotels. You need to adapt on what you find and what you are gonna pay, because in some areas the amount of the hotel are very limited, and they are not very clean, to be fair. So if you want to have fun, you can leave your everything at home and just use the hotel. But it's a beautiful country to wild camp. Just choose wisely the place where you are gonna pitch your tent. Is Morocco safe? I never felt unsafe during my trip. There are some parts near the Atlas where kids try to, where some kids throw rocks at us just because we didn't stop to give candies or money to them. But about safety, I found the Moroccan people very kind, and I never felt unsafe. Just the kids can be a problem. Maybe if you are a woman traveling alone, it's different. I don't know. But for me, it was perfect. Best time to go in Morocco. Totally skip the summer, and also September it can be too hot. I went there from middle of November until the end of November, and it's the perfect time to go there because it's not too hot. It can be very, very cold in the Atlas, and you could find some storms, some with heavy rain. That can be a problem because Morocco tends to float because of the type of terrain you have. So yeah, maybe beginning of November or October can be the best time to visit Morocco. Also because if you want to do the Atlas, at the end of November you can find some snow, and it could be tricky to traverse the Atlas when it's snowing a lot. For that reason, and also for because of my tire, it was destroyed. I had to go directly to the ferry on the tarmac and not do the Atlas as I intended to do, just because of a very heavy snowfall after 2 days that I ended my the TMT track. It started to snow a lot and to rain a lot. Also maybe February and March can be a good time to go in Morocco. Yeah, just look at the weather forecast. If you are gonna be just on the desert part, it's gonna be okay. Just avoid the summer and the months where it's gonna be 40 and up degrees. Also because you are not gonna find people on the track, or maybe also the hotels can be closed because it's too hot. So keep that in mind. About the cost of the everyday cost of this kind of trip, I average between 30 and 50 euros a day for food, fuel, and also hotel. I prefer not to stop eating in the middle of the day. Usually have a big breakfast in the morning in the hotels, and then we eat at dinner. But yeah, it depends on the price of the hotel and what you are gonna do. Like if you start to camp a lot, the daily cost is gonna be very low because the food is very cheap. The gas price is more or less gonna stay the same as in here. In the Atlas can be more if you are gonna do with barrels. But otherwise very cheap. I just maybe for a plate of chicken, fries, bread and a Coke, it was €4 more or less. So yeah, maybe if you camp, yeah, with 10 euros, 20 euros with gas, you can do the day. So yeah, Morocco is very cheap for that. Biggest surprise along the track, yeah, the track was very well draw. So it's a good track. It has a good variety. Near some desert, there are some parts that are a little bit boring, but at the end, you're gonna see more or less everything of Morocco. The desert part, the Atlantic part, the Atlas. So with this track, you are gonna have an idea of the entire country. And yeah, it's a good track to explore Morocco, also for beginners. Would I do it again? Yes, absolutely. Maybe next time I'm gonna change my my luggage to be more light. I think I'm gonna stick with the 890 for this kind of trips. But if I wanted to do more dunes and more remote areas, maybe a 450 or a lighter bike, it could be more fun. Yeah, but it's a fantastic track to follow. Some bonus questions. Did I crash? Luckily, no. Or I'm gonna explain. I just had some maybe 5 kilometers an hour crash. I think 2 or 3 times, but it was a very slow crash. I just dumped the bike in the ground because the front end closed. It's not Morocco is not the place to do stupid things. Also, if you are alone, because the tracks are very rocky. And you can go very, very fast. So if you are gonna crash in this situation, it's gonna be very bad. And for help, it could be a big problem, especially in remote areas. I don't think they have an helicopter ready to rescue you. And with cars, in some places, it's gonna take a day just to arrive at the location. So better to go at 50% of your capacity than to rush it and maybe have a crash. How much water should you carry? At least 2 liters. If you are gonna have some problem stuck near the dunes because you start to drop your bikes, you are gonna use a lot of water. If you are gonna be in there in high temperature season, at least 3 liters. In Algeria, we used to drink 4 liters a day, but in that tracks are more demanding. So at least 2 liters and 1 liter spare, you are gonna be safe. And if you are gonna camp, just maybe 1 or 2 liters more. Mechanical issues with my bike. Yeah, it's not a Japanese bike, so and you need to know your bike if you are gonna travel remote like this. About my bike issues. Mainly I have it with the coolant. So this clamp in here, the coolant hose went loose at least 3 times, if I remember right. One from in the beginning on the asphalt from Italy to the ferry. I started to leak a lot, and then also the clamp in the middle, where it is a piece that I don't remember the name now in English, so I'm gonna write what it is. It went loose, but it's deep in in front of the engine, and you can't reach it without taking off some parts like the tanks and the shrouds and everything, and also detach a little bit the radiators to reach it. But it was like a very minor leak. I know how to repair it, but it was just so tiny leak that it wasn't worth it to spend hours to resolve it. So yeah, I just keep a watch on the level of the coolant. Yeah, and apart from that, you have to keep an eye on all your main bolts, like for the pegs, the luggage, etc. Because Morocco is very tough on the bike. My French friend has a lot of loose bolts, and he broke his luggage rack. So I now started to mark every main bolt that if they come loose, they can be dangerous. So maybe do that. Also, like you can see maybe in here, I just put a yellow mark so I can visibly see what is gonna be what is losing after a day. Just take a look around on the bike, and if the mark is off, you know that you have to tighten something. Was the sand part really difficult? No, but yeah, I'm not an expert on riding in sand. I just had an experience of some days in Algeria with a ladder bike. If you have a mono, it's not a problem. Just keep a steady speed. With a heavy bike, it can be tricky. If you don't have any experience, don't do it alone. Maybe ask with some help in the hotel, or found someone that is gonna do the same track with you. Yeah, but if you keep there are not very big sandy parts, and you can also avoid it if you are not comfortable in doing sand. But I think it's part of the journey also to struggle a little bit. So if you have a bike like this, you can easily do it. If you have a bigger bike and no experience, it's your choice. But I didn't find it challenging, to be fair. About riding alone, I think if you are responsible about your speed and your skill level, yeah, you can do this track alone without any problem. Keep in mind about the safety hazard that this kind of situation can have. Take with you a satellite like Garmin, keep with you a Garmin in reach for communication and to reach for help if you are not in a good situation, because in some places maybe you didn't have you're not gonna have also reception with your phone. Yeah, so if you are gonna be alone, plan it very carefully. Don't make any mistake. Go at maximum of your 50% level. Don't push it. And yeah, it's not a competition. So if you are gonna do it in 18 days instead of 12, 13 or whatever, it's not a problem. If you are gonna have just maybe 6-7 days, and you want to do it alone, if you are very experienced and you can ride very fast, yeah, you can do it. It's gonna be a mess, I think, because you are not gonna enjoy the trip. But yeah, you can do this track alone without any problem. And finally, about the insurance. For us Italians, a lot of insurance company don't insure you for Morocco, so you need to have an insurance at the port. It's very simple. Just maybe if you are in the wrong day of the week and they don't work in the afternoon, it can be a problem. But apart from that, and apart from the cost, because it can cost, I think, 100 euro or less, it depends where you are gonna buy it. But yeah, it's not a problem. And also, yeah, it covers for all the country. You have to do it because there are a lot of police stops. So I know there are some people that they try to do the track and the trip in Morocco without an insurance. It's your risk. I'm not gonna do it if I was you, but yeah, people have free will. So if I didn't answer your question, just leave me a comment. I hope this Q&A is gonna help you, and see you in the next trip or in the next video. Bye.